everybody, this is Christine at scrapinrabbit.com. Today I'm really excited to show you a little trick that I found to convert my existing Sizzix pad into a magnetic board for my intricate dies. I love using these spellbinder dies, but when I try to nest them one inside the other, I've been using Scotch tape to hold them together, and they're never quite perfect, and they shift around when I put the paper on top. So I wanted to get one of those magnetic boards, but they're very expensive. Here in Canada they cost between $50 to $60, and I think in the States for the extended ones they're probably about $40. I'm not sure, but I thought in the meantime there's got to be a way that I can actually convert this to magnetic. Now before I proceed, I'm not taking responsibility if anybody damages their Sizzix Big Shot. You do this at your own risk, but I've been doing it with mine and it works great. Now I'm sure some people will say that it's not a proper use of my Big Shot, but until I get my hands on a magnetic board, I think I'll just keep using this method because it works for me. Now I had this sheet of magnetic stuff that I got from the dollar store a long time ago, and it's this stuff here, and there's tape backing on the back. You can attach your photos to it, cut it in the shape, and make fridge magnets out of it. It's not very thick, so I thought, well, maybe I can just lay this down and use that as my magnetic platform on top of my existing tablet. And right off the bat, using the top tab here, it's too thick with this. So what I had to do is open this tab and then experiment with the thicknesses to get it right, because if I just lay this down like that, put my magnetic sheet down there, and put my dies on top and my paper, and then I put my other cutting pad on top, it's not thick enough. It won't do anything. So I've discovered that for my machine, what works perfectly is by adding a piece of chipboard. This is just medium with chipboard, and it still wasn't quite thick enough. So I would put that underneath my plastic pad, and I needed a small thickness extra, so I used this from the cover of one of my paper packs under there, and I sandwich this like that. Now I can position my dies on the magnetic surface like that, and this just holds perfectly in place. And I'm going to cut it. So I'm putting my piece of wax paper, because that makes it so much easier to get the cardstock out of the die, and just a piece of cardstock on top, and then I put my other cutting pad on top. So this is my sandwich, and I put it on top of tab number 1. Like I said, if you put it on the very top, it's going to be too thick depending on the size of your magnetic sheet. So I'm going to run this through. I hope I'm not shaking the camera around too much. There we go. And then I turn it around and run it through one more time for good measure. This works so great. And there we have it. And they come out perfectly. So I just cut 4 of these. Now if I wanted to, I could just cut 2 or 3 or whatever, but it's just a really great way of placing your die down and holding it in place when you don't have the magnetic platform. So I'm not going to punch all of these out, but this is the one that I just made before, like that. So if you want to cut greeting cards and whatever, you can just put it on top. Put your die on top of the magnetic sheet and place your card on top, and you know that your die is not going to move. Now I'm going to try it with Avery has some printable magnetic sheets too. I don't know if they're any thinner than this stuff here, but they come in packs of 5. So I was thinking that these are a little bit shorter. They're not as long as the extended platform, so I can either go to my dollar store and buy some more of these and just put them one next to the other, or I might try those Avery ones. They come in 8.5 by 11, and I can probably just cut them to size and use them the same way. So I hope you find this little tip useful, and don't forget to go see my channel, www.scrapinrabbit.com, for more tips, and I also have some tutorials on there. Have a nice afternoon. Bye.